So hashtag Bella is alive. What is up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then it's just welcome to my channel. Now welcome back. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button because you will not be disappointed unless your taste level is lacking. If that's the case, good news. You got plenty of options out here in the internet. Plenty. Speaking of taste, what shows are y'all watching? I'm currently watching From on MGM Plus. I think the first season is on Prime. And when I tell y'all I love this show, like, it has me in a chokehold for sure. And I love it. And I started watching it with my sisters, and one of my sisters is like, I don't know about this show. It's a lot of weird stuff going on. Like, they had me in the first half, but they still have me. Like, I still love it. I want to know if y'all like it. I posted a poll on Instagram, and most people on Instagram didn't know what I was talking about. But it's a really good show. And it's about these people, long story short, no spoilers, are stuck in this town and they don't know why they're there. They're trying to figure it out. And at night, these things come out. They look like humans, but like when you invite them into your home or you let them get close, they turn into these like monsters and like rip your face off. It's a whole thing. I love it. Let me know, because I need somebody to talk to about this show. Nobody else is really watching it but me, I feel like. At least out of the people that I know. Anyway, that is not what this video is about. Shout out to me for showing my face here for the second time this week. I have had it as a goal of mine to get back to 2 uploads a week, child, since like January. Literally all year. But I did say that I wouldn't just pressure myself to jump back in. I had to be in a space where I was mentally and emotionally ready, and this didn't bring me any type of anxiety or, you know, any of that. Like, I have to enjoy it and be in a happy space. And I'm grateful that we are in that space. Look at me, I'm proud. And I love y'all for sticking around and supporting me and making me laugh. Hashtag Bella is alive being a hashtag in the last video was hilarious to me. Y'all say some things sometimes that stick with me. Like, whoever commented a couple of videos back, whenever I had a ponytail and they put, okay, ponytail with the emoji in the side ponytail. Listen, when I say I cackled when I read that, like, okay, ponytail. And now anytime I have a ponytail or I see a ponytail that I like, I'm like, okay, ponytail. And I think about that comment. Y'all are hilarious. Or maybe I'm simple. I don't know. Anyway, today's video is about a woman by the name of Stacey Caster. You may have heard of her before. If not, we're going to get into it today. And I'm going to give the breakdown. Y'all asked me for more women. I'm listening. So I've been finding more of these ladies to talk about. And this one is, she's something else. She is indeed something else. And I'm not going to complain about my kids in the background. I'm just going to let them do their thing. I'm going to ignore them. Did y'all used to watch Distraction News back in the day on Crashbox? I feel like that's what I'm giving. Bella's sucking her toes in front of me. Blue is behind me shaking on the couch, like just doing the dog shake. And I'm just gonna pretend like nothing is going on. So yeah, let's all do it, you know? So the subject of today's video, Miss Stacey Caster, was born on July 24th of 1967, making her a Leo. I'm sure this time. I know last video I got it messed up. Y'all let me know. Y'all corrected me. Definitely a Leo for real. Born in Clay, New York. And according to those who knew her, she was always a very bright child who wanted to be either a paralegal or a lawyer when she grew up. But unfortunately, those plans were derailed by love when at the age of 17, she meets a man by the name of Michael Wallace, and the two of them hit it off instantly. Now, according to Stacey, she knew that she would marry him right away. It was literally love at first sight. And apparently she was right. On April 7th of 1990, the two of them tie the knot, and they go on to have 2 daughters that they name Ashley, which is the firstborn, and Bree, their youngest daughter. To those around them, the young couple appeared to be happy and blissfully in love. And for the most part, they are, until Stacey begins to have an issue with how much Michael is drinking, and she begins to complain about it a little more than he would like for her to. In addition to that, she is also very concerned about their financial situation. Stacey works at an ambulance dispatch company, and Michael works nights as a mechanic. They each work full-time, and together they make ends meet, but their finances are still really tight. Now, because of Michael's seemingly closer relationship to their youngest daughter, Bree, Stacey attempts to overcompensate the favoritism by becoming BFFs with their oldest daughter, Ashley. And this kind of creates this mommy's girl, daddy's girl type of dynamic between them. And as each of them grow closer to their favorite child, the two of them, Michael and Stacey, begin to drift further apart in their relationship. It is not long before before rumors of the two of them having their own individual affairs began to circulate. Then, in the winter of 1999, 9 years into their marriage, Michael becomes very ill. He has a persistent cough. He is at times unable to walk steadily and oftentimes experiences swelling, and they cannot figure out what is wrong with him. With each passing day, Michael is getting worse. In one instance, one of the daughters witnesses him sit up from his sleep, vomit all across the coffee table, and then literally just lay back down and go right back to sleep as if nothing had happened. Over the holidays, different family members that have come into town to visit notice how ill Michael is, and they urge him to see doctors. Obviously, there is something very wrong. One of the main things that he's complaining about is the fact that he oftentimes feels very drunk, even though he has not had any liquor. He agrees to get checked out after the holidays, but unfortunately on January 11th, Michael dies at just 38 years old. Their daughter, Ashley, is home alone with him at the time, and she had noticed that he looked particularly ill that day, but she really didn't think much of it. One, because she's 12, and two, he had been sick for weeks now. A doctor determines it to have been a heart attack, but his family, especially the people that had seen him over the Christmas holiday, they were not convinced that this was a heart attack. They definitely felt like whatever had him sick was the cause of his death. They urged Stacy to ask for an autopsy, which she refuses and has that right not to honor their request as his wife, unfortunately. She says to them that the doctors have told her that he had died of a heart attack. She believes that, and there is no reason for her to question it, and so she will not have them examined any further. Stacy collects on Michael's $55,000 life insurance policy, and she moves on with her life. The following year, she meets and marries her second husband, David Castor. Now, this happens to be the second marriage for both of them, but David blends in seamlessly with Stacy and the girls. But when David falls into a depression after the loss of his father, things begin to spiral downward. Whether or not this was a means of coping for him, I'm unsure, but he does begin to spend money in ways that Stacy does not approve of, and the two of them begin to argue about it frequently. And on August 22nd of 2005, Stacy would be struck by the same tragedy that she had suffered just a few years prior. She makes a frantic 911 call telling the dispatcher that she needed someone out to the house right away, that her husband had locked himself in the bedroom following an argument, and she figured that he just needed time to cool off, so she didn't bother him. But now he's been in there for over a day and he's missed work. So she's very, very concerned. She's tried to talk to him a couple of times through the door, but he has been unresponsive. When police arrive, they kick in the bedroom door and find David Castor laying in bed naked and deceased. Immediately, they notice a glass on the nightstand filled with a green liquid and a bottle of antifreeze inside of the bedroom as well. Now, at first glance, it appears to be a self-deletion by antifreeze, according to one of the officers. But as they're looking around a bit more, there are a few things that just feel off. Now, when they speak to Stacy further, according to her, her husband had fallen into this depression, and this was not something that she foresaw, but it's not something she was surprised about because he had been depressed for months. However, no one else that knew him intimately believed that he was in a space where he would have done this. No one else saw it coming. And people who really know him intimately definitely give this whole self-deletion story a side eye when they find out that he had taken his only son from a previous relationship off of his insurance policy and had just made his wife, Stacy, the sole beneficiary. As for the things that they find a little bit unnerving while they're checking out the scene, they also find a turkey baster inside of a trash can that has a little bit of antifreeze inside of it and on the outside. Forensic tests later find that it also has some of David's DNA. The glass that they find on the nightstand is dusted for fingerprints, and it is actually Stacy's fingerprints that they find on the bottom of the glass. Now, granted, her fingerprints could very well have a logical, innocent explanation. They have a feeling that they're on the glass from her holding up the glass to his face, and that she used the turkey baster to further force feed him antifreeze after he had become too weak to continue to drink on his own. Now, they are pretending like, nothing is out of the ordinary, everything is fine, but they put wiretappings on Stacy's house to listen to see if she says anything off-putting or out of the ordinary or incriminating. They want to know. They also set up surveillance cameras overlooking the house, as well as the grave sites of both of her husbands, who she's had buried side by side. They want to observe all of her behavior because they figure if she truly is mourning the loss of two husbands, she would at some point visit their graves that are conveniently right there next to each other. She never visits. While waiting on Stacy to slip up, they become curious about what had happened with her first husband, and they begin looking into that. When they find out that he had died under similar circumstances, they become certain that Miss Stacy here was behind both incidences. They exhume Michael's body, the first husband, in 2007, and they have him tested. And just as they had suspected, antifreeze is found in his remains. And when they dig a little bit deeper, they find that the main thing he had been complaining about, that feeling drunk when you haven't had anything with alcohol in it, is one of the number one symptoms for people who have been poisoned or have consumed antifreeze. Now, after hearing that Michael's body had been exhumed, Stacy kind of panics, but she has a plan. They call Stacy in once again for questioning, and in this interview, she is very nervous. She is pacing the floor, very shaky, and obviously anxious. They're asking her a bunch of questions, some of which are strategic and for a purpose, some are just filler questions. And it is actually one of these supposedly harmless filler questions that gets her caught up. When asked which glass she had poured cranberry juice in, Stacy says, "Well, when I poured the cranberry juice," and she tried to continue with the statement as if they weren't going to be like, "Girl, hold on now. Pause there." At that moment, she knew she had messed up. She stops the interview and accuses the detectives of trying to frame her. Days after her little fraudulent slip, investigators go to Ashley's school to question her about her father's death and to also let her know that it had been confirmed that he had actually been poisoned. And of course, this is very upsetting to Ashley to hear, so she then calls her mother, but on a wiretapped line with the detectives listening to the conversation. Now, Stacy makes a very brief attempt to soothe her daughter and then suggests that the two of them meet at the family home to have a drink, because they have both had a very hard day. Now, Ashley, who is only 18 or 19 at the time, is enticed by the opportunity and agrees to meet her there. When she gets there, the two of them chat like the BFFs that they have considered themselves to be for years now, and have a cocktail that Stacy had prepared for them. Shortly after finishing her drink, Ashley feels very tired. Like so tired that she cannot fight her sleep, and she decides to just go to bed for the evening. And the following day, Stacy suggests that since they'd had such a lovely time bonding the night before, they have a repeat. They just, do it again, the girls and the cocktails. So again, they sit and they chat as Stacy prepares her cocktail. But when she takes a sip of it, it tastes different than the night before, and there is a very, very strange taste to it. When Ashley complains to her mother about the taste of the cocktail, Stacy just chalks it up to alcohol not tasting the best or being good, and tells her to just take a straw, put it in the back of her throat, and just bypass the taste buds. Just drink it straight to the back of the throat, and it'll be fine. Ashley does as she is instructed, and again, the cocktail makes her extremely sleepy. So again, she goes to bed early, but this time she does not wake up on her own. The following morning, the younger sister, Bree, comes in and attempts to wake Ashley, and she is completely unresponsive. She dials 911, and the next time Ashley gains consciousness, she is inside of a hospital bed with several detectives waiting to speak with her. And child, they have some very shocking news. They tell her that she had been found with a typed self-deletion note. And in this note, she had actually confessed to killing her father, Michael Wallace, and her stepfather, David Castor. Ashley's reaction genuinely gives shocked and confused. She denies having done any of the things that they are accusing her of, from the letter to what it said that she had done, and even the attempt on her life. None of this was her doing. The 750-word note has no punctuation and just rambles on and on about how she had done all these horrible things and why, and how no one was supposed to even know that she had done them. But unfortunately, they think it's her mother that did it, and they don't know that it was actually her. The note is seemingly addressing Stacy, her mom, and so she's just like, yeah, girl, I did all of this, and now you're in trouble, and they have their eye on you, and I'm basically confessing to all of the things and saying goodbye, cruel world. Now, fortunately for Ashley, detectives are not buying it. They already had their eye on Stacy. Their antennas were already up, and so they're just shocked that now she would make a victim of her own child to try to clear her name. And not only that, there are several things about the note that sticks out and points to Stacy being the author. For one, her misspelling of antifreeze. In her interview with the police, she never put the Z on antifreeze. She was like antifree. In the note, antifreeze is spelled without the Z and E at the end, spelling it the exact same way that she had time and time again mispronounced it in her interviews. At this point, they move forward with an arrest for Stacy Castor. During her trial, prosecutors present evidence showing how antifreeze poisoning can be identified. When consumed, it forms these crystals inside of the kidneys, and these crystals were found in both Michael Wallace and David Castor, on top of all the other evidence. They highlight money as her motive, and of course speak about the changes made to the life insurance policy and how she had cut his son out of $300,000, assuming that she is the one that made the changes to the policy. Her oldest daughter, Ashley, takes the stand and retells the story, how her mother had lured her to the house that day and had given her 2 cocktails, and how she had almost died after drinking them. When asked why would she drink the second drink when she noticed that it tastes strange, she tells the court that she trusted her mother. The two of them had always had a very close relationship, a very best friend type bond, and she never thought her mom would do something like this. Now, with things sounding as bad as they do, Stacy's team decides to set their focus on creating doubt. They're not going to say she didn't do it, but they're going to at least try to make you think like, maybe she didn't. They attempt to poke holes in Ashley's story and prove that she could have very well committed her father's murder at age 11 or 12. They say that she could have been fueled by her father's favoritism and his love for her younger sister Bree, and was pushed to the edge by her jealousy. And as for her stepfather, they say that he and Ashley had a very tumultuous relationship, that they did not get along at all. And if she had successfully taken out one father figure some years ago, she could definitely do it again, especially since she had seemingly gotten away with it. Stacy's defense team even goes so far as to imply that they believe that, I'm sorry, this is not funny, Ashley is mentally ill and unstable, even though these are concerns that Stacy has never raised about her daughter in the past, who is now 21 years of age. Not that it's a battle of the sexes or anything, but I don't know. I feel like the women be giving more derangement in these stories. No, it's probably tit for tat. Now, of course, the prosecutors combat all of this with the mountain of evidence that they have against her, from the DNA evidence to the turkey basted with the antifreeze, all of the things, right? On top of all of that, they find multiple drafts of this note that was left with Ashley on the house computer, and all of the dates for the draft have dates that Ashley was not at the house. She was actually away at college. Furthermore, Ashley's fingerprints are not found on the letter that she had allegedly typed and printed. However, Stacy's are. In February of 2009, the jury decides on a verdict and they find Stacy guilty. But this is for her second husband alone. They did not try her for the first husband. She is also found guilty of the attempt made on her daughter Ashley's life as well. And she also receives a charge for forging David Castor, the second husband's will, for insurance documents. Stacy is then sentenced to 51 years to life without the possibility of parole ever. And you may have seen her story on like Investigation Discovery or Lifetime, because I think I've seen it on one of those. The media really ran with this twisted tale of this psycho black widow who even made an attempt on her own daughter's life. And not to say that it's justified in any capacity, but I'm just like, girl, why would, well, I guess I was about to say, why would you choose the daughter that you were closest to? But I guess for the story, whatever. Everyone is shocked and appalled and disgusted by her, except one person. The one person that believes that Stacy is innocent of all of the things and that Ashley is really the villain here. That she had made the attempt on her life and it didn't work, and she woke up and she had to give an answer to police because they were right there in the room with her. Stacy's mother believes this version of events, and she has been rioting for her daughter. She has publicly stated that she believes her daughter. That's her daughter. She's sick of beside her. And Ashley being, I believe she was 11 at the time. Ashley being 11 at the time does not excuse her or mean that she is not capable. She definitely was. Like, girl, what was Ashley giving at 11? Like, is the mama really in denial? Was Ashley giving something at 11 and made her really believe that she could have done this? I don't know, but I don't believe Ashley did it. Stacy's mom said that Ashley was the one that was at home with him that day, her father, and that's odd, that's suspicious. She said that her granddaughter had plenty of time to do the things that they have accused Stacy of doing. Stacy also maintains her own innocence and says that she has never poisoned anyone, not her daughter, not any of her men, nobody. Now, in 2016, 7 years into Stacy's sentence, Stacy, who is 48 years old at the time, dies of a heart attack, which I felt was very ironic because that was like, authorities did not pursue charges for her first husband and his death was ruled as a heart attack. And she did not want to get the autopsy done because she knew that they would find the truth. I think it's quite ironic that she really does die of a heart attack. That's crazy. She died without ever admitting any fault and had not seen either of her daughters after her trial. Look, girl, we not putting on lipstick today. We not doing a lip color because you want to come in and take over the thing. My pig, he's so cute. He's such a cutie. All right, we got company. Let me try to finish this. Look at you. You're just content too. You're just content being up here. Why? I guess we are not doing a lip color today because I have company. Yeah. This was a crazy story. I can't imagine how Ashley felt at the end going from this close relationship with her mother. And then it's just your mama. Even if y'all not that close, like I can't imagine what it would feel like for your own mother to try to take you out, girl, and blame you, frame you for taking out her men, one of which being your daddy. Like, that's a lot. And that's unfortunate. I hope Ashley is well today. That is it for today's video. As always, I appreciate you so much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace. Girl, get off my edges, girl. Dang. Do you want to turn around and say hi to the people? No? Hey, girl. Miss Thing, I have to put you down. I have to put you down, and I have to wash my hands again. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And shout out to me for being back twice for, what? I was going to say twice for 1 week. I meant, I can't talk. We not doing this today. This will not be what we do. I feel like y'all have not seen my big papa in so long. Say hi. Say hi to the people. He's like, bro, if you don't put me down so I can go to sleep. First of all, I got to get all this lint out of my hair and retwist it. And yeah. Stacey, okay. That has got to be, that's not a Leo. I think that is a Leo. Let me double check that. Stacy works at an ambulance dispatch country. What? Now, because of Michael's close relationship or closer relationship to their oldest daughter, okay, blah, blah, blah. And as they glow, not glow, his illness rapidly grows. Okay, no. Michael dies at just 38 years old without, and on August 2nd, no. When police and within her interview, okay. And during her interview with police, no, what am I talking about? When Ashley it don't even want to come out like that, but YouTube make me say it like that. I'm sorry. On the stand, Ashley as well takes the stand, and she retells of her mother talking to her that day no. How her mother had, what's the word? Hold on, Bella Gra. See, I give y'all a little niece an inch. She want to take a mile. She back. You want to say hi to the people? Ooh, you're so cute. Hashtag Bella is alive. Now, see, you want to get up here and sniff the camera, girl, and the mic, and we can't be doing all of that. We can't be doing all that, pics. We can't do it all. We can't do all of that. As always, I appreciate you so much for spending your time with me. Share the video, like the video, subscribe if you have not. As always, I think I just said that. Bella, you throwing me off. Okay. Really, girl? I guess that was her cosign and the B sign. She won't be seeing you in the next one, though. I don't care what she said. I can't be bare-lipped in the no! I knew better than that.